New car caviar, 4-star daydream. Think I'll buy me a football team. Hey there, it's Mike Azariah. This is Eve Online's News and Weather. And today we're going to chat just a tiny bit about money, which is why I had that quote at the beginning. All video games have some forms of interaction, whether it's buying materials in the game or paying for the game. And EVE Online's weird in that it kind of blurs the lines between the two, even down to their naming, where the money, the main currency that they talk about in game is called ISK. Now, ISK is also the name of the money in Iceland, which is where the devs are. So they did the equivalent North American developer calling their money dollars. But there's a lot of different currencies, not a lot, but a few different currencies in EVE that have varying effects. And some of them trade between each others don't. And that's a point of frustration for some people. You see these complaints coming up in Reddit and on the forums on a regular basis. ISK being the main one that you can buy things, but the in-game store for vanity items, for extra character upgrades, so to speak, is called, the main currency for that is called Plex. Now, Plex is interesting because it is how you can actually convert your game from free to play to subscribed. In other words, you can pay for the game's subscription with in-game currency and not necessarily have to always be cashing in your hard-earned money from whatever lifestyle you have. Not easy, but there are people who do it on a regular basis. Plex can be bought for ISK, so there's an exchange rate between those, and that's kind of how people assign values to the huge battles where they say $300,000 worth of real money assets was lost in a battle as they've done a conversion between Plex, ISK, and real money. Now, understand that it is against terms of service, against the end user licensing agreement, the EULA, to do any form of cashing in on this. Like, you can't take in-game assets and sell them on eBay or on some Russian website and try to get real money out of it. Well, you can, but you'll get banned, and the person who bought it will probably also get their account banned and everything that they bought impounded. Don't do it. There was an older monetary unit called the Aurum. I still have a gold Aurum piece in game as an asset. Somehow when they swept up, they missed that. Devs, if you're listening, please don't go looking for it. It's just a souvenir now. I don't expect to buy anything, and I do like having it. Thank you. There's also LP, loyalty points, which is kind of like the points you get when you do grocery shopping at a certain store and show your card. That can be used to convert to materials that then can be sold for ISK, that can then be used to buy Plex. So again, all of this is an interconnected chain with extra steps. The last one I want to mention is Evermarks. Now, Evermarks are weird because they're out of that chain of connections. So they can be used to purchase certain skins or logos for your corporation, for your alliance, but you don't have a direct way to access them as ISK, Plex, other units of currency. So it's kind of an isolated one by itself. Then there is real money if you want to buy your way into the game. Some people claim that EVE is pay to win. They're lying to you. You can pay all you want, you won't win. All you'll do is make a bigger, more expensive kill mail for somebody to brag about. So if you're going to play this game, I strongly recommend you start at the bottom and you work your way up. Trying to use money to skip to the end game is a fool's game, fool's way to play. Let's see. So if you have real money and you wanted to do it, though, you would go to a approved EVE store or EVE's website itself, buy Plex, take it in game, and sell it in game for ISK. And then with ISK, you can, the whole chain goes around again. Making ISK, we'll chat about that another time, how to make money in the game. Not today. I just want to talk about currencies, but I did mention somewhere along the lines Evermark's being used for alliances and corporations, and I wanted to talk a bit about that due to a request somebody made a little while ago in one of my videos saying for the weather, they'd also like reports not just on where the violent systems are, but how the players are interacting with each other. So without much further ado, doing good on time. Now, if you're new to the game, I want to explain this. If you are, when you first start out, you're in an NPC corporation, a corp. Corps, and there's an 11% tax on almost everything you do. So you are encouraged to go out and either make your own corporation or join another corporation in the game. A player corporation, maybe they'll lower the tax, you have people to play with, talk to. Being in an NPC corp is only for a very small subsection of antisocial people like myself. Well, I am, and I've been in an NPC corp for a long time. The corps, on the other hand, can join into alliances. Alliances is a large group of corps that band together with common purpose and agreements to protect each other, support each other. Alliances, in turn, can band together to become coalitions, which are kind of super alliances, and in NullSec, the coalitions own space, the alliances own space, but the coalitions have agreements, and they literally have diplomats, although they short down to diplos. This game has diplomacy being played between people. You're not just negotiating with Cleopatra and Lincoln. You're negotiating with other people who are very motivated to also try to stab you in the back or get the most out of you with the least amount of effort on the part of their people. This game gets deep, and when you're playing against people, it's a lot harder than it ever is when you're playing against NPCs. Trust me on that one. So now when you say which one is the biggest, which one is the best, I will not touch with a 10-foot pole. I will not recommend to you any of the NullSec alliances, organizations. I am sure they all have something really good to say about themselves, and I'm sure they all talk shit about the other ones. Not my cup of tea. Actually, I drink coffee. But if you say which one has the most members, that would be Goonswarm at about 54,000 registered accounts. Now, that doesn't mean 54,000 different people, because you can have multiple accounts in this game. I have no concept of how many actual players they have, but 54,000 accounts belong to the Goonswarm. But if you're doing it by number of systems being held, Pandemic Horde holds 519 different star systems on the EVE map, and Goonswarm hold 260 currently, with Fraternity sandwiched in the middle at 335. Now I'll put the link for where I'm getting these numbers, and they change from day to day, change from week to week, but who is owning space, how fast are they changing, what the map looks like, and I'll also include below a little map called the Sov map. I really missed Frost when they would put changes in the maps from week to week. That news item was really good. But I am running short on time. I hope you are having a really good week. There are also going to be some links. Pearl Abyss, who owns CCP but is a South Korean company, put out their end of the year end of quarter earnings statement, and EVE players, being EVE players, picked it apart. Nosy Gamer has a really good link to that down below. And the CSM just finished meeting and they've been chatting. I'm still waiting for minutes for that to come out. And the monthly economic report for EVE Online came out, and that is always fun discussion. But hey, I'm at 10 minutes and it is time to say, you have yourselves a good one. I will talk to you again. Bye.